This is episode 17. We made it as long as a normal NFL season before last year. We are keeping it moving and keeping it grooving. We got the full squad here today. We're super excited. Well, sports have been boring, especially with the Celtics losing. Getting right into the New England news, the Celtics got slapped by the Warriors, and I wouldn't say slapped. They got gently pushed into oblivion by the
They got
Warriors.
choked.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Not really much to talk about. I was actually excited to have about a week without really wanting to watch sports. It was kind of nice because I was so stressed for the last 4 months. So it's kind of nice to get a little break. It was a nice little break for me. Kind of chilling, not really watching much, watching a little bit of Red Sox, who are now 5 over 500. They're in third place of the AL East now, which is a W.
Because the Rays suck.
Yeah, and the Jays aren't doing much better. So Celtics update. They suck. They'll be better next year, hopefully. They don't actually suck. I'm just salty. No. Red Sox update. The Red Sox have continued to do well. They have won 5 series in a row, and if I'm correct, I think they've won. I think it's like 14 out of their last 20. So they've had a pretty good record.
Last I heard last night was like they had won 9 straight series or something like that.
I thought it was 5. I heard 5. But it was like,
I don't know.
It was
like maybe it was 9-2 or something like that in the last.
It was like 14 in the last 20 games, so like 14-6, or maybe it's like 13-7. But they've done pretty well, like whatever you want to call it, like winning every 2 out of 3 games. So they're doing really well. They're not catching the Yankees. The Yankees are doing equally well, if not slightly better. So eventually they'll cool off. There's no such like if the Yankees played like this the whole season, then they would have the best record by 40 games ever. So, and that's just not going to happen. So,
they're on pace for 121 wins. I saw earlier today.
Yeah, they have the chance to beat it by 6. What is that? Was it 116? Yeah, they have by.
It was
118. They can beat. No, it's 116 by the 01 Mariners and the 1906 Cubs. It's 116.
It was 118 for the 01 Mariners. But whatever.
No, it's 116. Yeah, they tied them. Anyways,
record
it's
protection.
a 5 game.
Nothing. I mean, record protections, we don't take a grain of salt because Dak Prescott was said, "Ooh, last year's gonna have 6,000 passing yards." And what?
Yeah, well, that was the NFL, and it was Dak Prescott. The Yankees are better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that's for sure. But in the end, projections are there because it's where you are now. So we'll see what they do. But yeah, they're on pace for that.
I do think the Yankees will get probably eclipse 100 wins, maybe like 103, 104 range if they can keep it up.
They'll probably do 108 is what I'm thinking, like the Astros or the 2018 Red Sox. That's what I'm expecting.
Or they'll cool off like they do every August, and they'll hit this dumpster fire at the end of the season. They seem to always have.
Hey, I'm still calling 15, and I called that by what was it? We'd have to go back and look at the tape. I said we were going to be up 15 on the Red Sox by.
I said end of August. End of August was the date.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
And it's the exact same it was a week ago. So
it's 13 and a half. 13 and a half.
Okay, fair enough. Even though the Red Sox are 7-3 in the last 10.
Yeah, well, the Yankees are 9-1, so
the Yankees can't continue that, and I know you know that. So eventually, they're going to cool off.
Some team has to eventually break the record. I'm just saying it could be us.
I'm telling you, those records will not be broken for the simple fact that the league is better as a whole every year. So it just won't be broken.
I'm just saying, someone has to eventually. We say that on all records, they eventually get broken. Whether it'll be this year or not, I don't know. But it's a team that could potentially.
There are some untouchable records, man. I don't know.
I don't think that's one of them, though.
I don't think it's untouchable. It's highly unlikely, though.
Right, but you have to start this way to have a chance. So.
I mean, do I think another team will ever go undefeated in the season, let alone the whole NFL season and playoffs and win the Super Bowl? I don't think so. I just don't think it's
not with
possible.
17 games, especially not with 17 with a 17.
It's a lot harder now, yeah.
Yeah,
I still think it's possible. I don't think it's impossible to do that.
I mean, nothing's truly impossible.
I'd say it's close to impossible because you have an extra game, so that means you have extra incentive to rest your players, and especially, I mean, if you're the number one seed too, you basically rest all your starters. Yeah, it's going to be really tough. But
I think it comes down to like if they start expanding and going to like Mexico and other stuff, and we start bringing all these extra players from international, it's going to make it that much harder because it's going to be like soccer where you get so many extra. The player pool just gets that much better.
I mean, if Mexico jumps in, then that could be good for a while.
Yeah, we kind of went on a little tangent there, but point being, Red Sox are doing well. Yankees are doing slightly better. Austin says 15 games up by end of August. I'm calling.
I'm saying now.
Listen,
I think if we keep this pace, we're gonna do it before the All-Star break.
No. We didn't say they would hit 15 games. Said they would be at 15 games over.
That's
We
what I'm
said
saying.
that.
I'm saying I think that at this pace right now, if the Yankees continue, I would say they're gonna get 15 games ahead of you by the All-Star break.
Sure, but by the end of August they won't be, and that's my point.
Okay, well we'll see.
All right.
Anyways, Red Sox, yeah, they're in third place. I think they're a game or half a game out of second place. I don't have it up in front of me. They're right there though, and they're continuing to do well. Their pitching has come out of nowhere, and in the last like 30 games has been like top 5 in the league. Don't know what the heck happened there. They were god awful to start. So all of a sudden, they're literally one of the best in the league, and hitting has continued to just get better and better. Rafi Devers is making a really, really good case for like fighting for MVP. Aaron Judge is still there, like as the guy in the AL, but Rafi Devers is like on another planet. That dude is hitting close to Aaron Judge, and that's hard because that dude's hitting
It
like
is.
If
crazy.
Aaron Judge wasn't having the year he was having, I think Rafi Devils would be the like runaway winner of the MVP award right now.
To be
If Aaron
fair,
Judge wasn't having his year.
Aaron Judge has slowed down the last I'd say week and a half. Like, I'm not saying he's slowing down. I'm just saying he just hasn't gotten any real hits or anything. I think he's actually hitless for the last like 3 games, but
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how if that continues. I mean, Rafi Devers hasn't slowed down yet, though. That dude's literally he's hitting the highest average in the league by a mile. Like Aaron Judge only hitting like 300. Rafi's at 340. Like that dude is literally great. It's the home runs for Aaron Judge. Rafi's still like it's not quite to that level, but anyways, we'll see how that goes. No Patriots news as per usual, and Bruins news. A few leading coaching candidates. Nothing in stone yet. It's not really worth talking about. So. Moving in, I have the finals. Oh, I haven't even put up the topics. That would be nice of me to do. Finals review. We could talk a little bit about Golden State and the Celtics. I think we talked about last week before they lost. I don't know when they lost, to be honest. It's kind of
we did a little bit, yeah.
At the end of the day, Golden State played like a better team. They played like a more, I guess I would say, more veteran team, and that's exactly what they are. And I'm not mad to losing to Golden State. Could be worse. I'd rather lose to them than pretty much anywhere else because Steph Curry. But
I will say I saw a stat that Jason Tatum's numbers in the final, he had the same as LeBron, but 1 percentage point better on field goal percentage in their first NBA finals.
And LeBron got swept.
Yeah. So one, it tells me that LeBron's team was terrible, so we can't put it all on him. But I mean, that literally was janitors that he brought from like Walmart to the NBA. If we go back and look at his first team, but it shows me that like as much as I thought Tatum could overcome that, like not ball, but that like first finals when you get there and the lights are too big. I thought he was the guy that since he's been in 4 Eastern Conference Finals, right? I think that was his 4th this year.
2 or 3.
I think it's either 3 or 4.
It was either 3 or 4. I couldn't remember if Brown had been in. Yeah, it's 4 for Brown and 3 for Tatum. But either way, I thought he would be able to like shine above that, or rise above that. And in the end, I don't know. Brown did, in my opinion, and he showed that he can be that guy.
He was actually like 24 points a game. He was doing really good.
But I won't take it away from Tatum. Tatum still scored. It was something. I think it was 22 points. 23 points, 7 assists.
It was like 22.6. I'm just gonna round up.
Yeah, I thought I saw it was like 7 assists, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And 7 rebounds, and then 37% from the field. LeBron shot 36. So like.
Also, just gonna shout out to the comments. One of them being, "I hate Draymond Green."
I was just gonna say that.
Yep.
I'm very salty.
I'm pretty sure we all do.
The man acts like he's the best player on the Warriors and that he's the greatest of all time, but quite literally might be the worst starter in the NBA. I hate Draymond Green.
Here's the thing with
would
Draymond
love to have him here. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have him in Boston, but I hate him.
That scumbag can stay anywhere else. Here's the thing with all right. So here's the
man would be nothing without Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Yeah,
nobody would know his name.
Oh, if Green was their starter, I doubt they made the playoffs. But I gotta say with Tatum, what I was hoping for going to this finals would be if he were to tighten up on his turnovers, because he was leading the league in turnovers, or leading into the playoffs in turnovers, especially during the finals. I was thinking if he was able to go above that, that would put him in a superstar category. But at the same time, I know he's still pretty young. He's 24 years old, and this is a very intimidating team that they were gonna double team him, put a lot of pressure on him, and he showed flashes of greatness. But I think, unfortunately, the development we wanted him that usually comes over a year, that we wish he would have over the playoffs, unfortunately didn't come at the right time. I mean, granted, there were a couple.
He also played 24 playoff games. Like, it wasn't an insignificant amount of games.
Yeah. So you got a young player playing in back-to-back, very, very tough and physical series. Then going up against Golden State, it's, you have much smaller guys, but with all that speed, you want to try to play physical with them. And unless you really got Robin Williams, right there by the basket, just blocking everybody, it was just tough. I'm not surprised that this happened. I just hope it didn't, because this could have been a 4-1 series if we just cut the turnovers in half. But
I mean, the issue is it's not, and here's what I've kind of realized. I've listened to a lot of radio and other people talking about it. Jayson Tatum is a number one, but Jayson Tatum is not a carry you to victory number one, and that's okay. He is a distributor. He is a get more than just himself open. I'm fine with him scoring. 23 is okay. I would have preferred like 28, but if he's going 28, 8-8, or 28, 7-7, like that's his stat line. Like Steph Curry goes 45, 5-5. Like that's what he does. But Tatum's more about the team, in my opinion.
Tatum's also 24 years old.
I was going to say,
give him a break. He's 24.
He's 24, and they were talking about him surpassing KD. Like, let's talk about that for a second. And then let's look at like Michael Jordan, right? Because that's who everybody's still chasing at this moment in time. Michael Jordan averaged 31 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds in the first finals he appeared in against the Lakers in '91. But he was 28. He'd already been in the league for 7 years, and he hadn't been able to carry the team throughout those 7 years, even though he came into the league averaging 30 points a game. So, as a lot of people have always mentioned, until he got Scottie Pippen, he couldn't even carry a team. I would think for Brown finally hit that, like, I really trust Brown next year, and they figured out how to work together. And now next year, if Tatum doesn't take another step forward in the playoffs next year with consistency, I know he can go for 45, but like, can you consistently give me 28 a game with low turnovers? Like, if you're doing that, I think they're going to win so many more series. And I think they got a chance.
If you compare Tatum's NBA career at 24 and say Steph Curry's, even LeBron's, because I think LeBron had made one finals in 07. So like, I think he was 24 in 07. He might have been 23. But Steph Curry at 24, yeah, granted he'd been in the league 2 or 3 years at that point. It wasn't 5. Had no All-NBA selections, no All-Star appearances, and could barely stay on the floor because his ankles were getting trounced. Jayson Tatum is an All-NBA player at 24 years old. The future's bright in Boston. I'm not worried about it.
LeBron was 22.
LeBron was 22?
When he made it, yeah. That's what I thought.
I mean,
he made it 3, and he was
That's different. That's different.
Again, we're also comparing. So I don't want to get too much more into this, but Tatum for me will always be a top 10 NBA player. I don't think he'll ever be top 3. Maybe he'll be top 5, but top 3 is saved for people like LeBron and Steph, like generational, revolutionary players, even like Giannis. Tatum's not quite to that level, but that's okay because he doesn't have to be to that level. Like, I don't think Dirk was ever truly a top 3 player in the NBA, but goddamn, he was a top 10 every single year. Like, that dude was gross. So at the end of the day, I'm not worried either. I think the Celtics. What?
Who do you think? Like, okay, you take Curry out, you take LeBron, because eventually they're going to retire, and Tatum's still going to be there. You're putting Luka up there towards
Giannis.
number 1 or so. So Giannis, but he's 28 or 9 now, so he will eventually be out of the league when Tatum's around his prime still. So, but let's say you got Giannis,
Luka,
KD.
KD will be out before.
KD's old, yeah.
KD's already 32 or 33, so I don't see him.
John Morant.
You got Luka, Ja, Trey.
I don't know if Trey will ever be top 3 though.
No.
I don't
He has the potential to get there.
Yeah,
I don't think he has it anymore than Tatum.
I agree with that point. Again, my whole point was that Tatum is kind of in the same situation like Dirk. Like he is the best player on his team, not by a lot, but he is, and he's one of the best players in the NBA. But he's not one of the most generational players. Like he's not one of those,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
don't.
okay. Like that is okay. Like
You
I
also-
think
with
I'm just saying. I want to go for his lead, like his age group. Like put like the ones that you clearly think are better than him. Who are you going with? Like right now, absolutely better than him. You would take over him if you were starting a team.
in his age group, Luka is the only person I can guarantee in his age group. Again, if you're looking a little bit younger, I think Jaw's pretty close. Like that dude's just
Ja can compete.
I like
think
Jaw's
I
on
take
another
Ja over
level.
Tatum. I take Trey over Tatum. I take Luka over Tatum.
I wouldn't take Trey. Not
I'm
yet.
not taking
Trey?
Trey. He can't defend for his life.
Yeah.
I would.
I think we're forgetting one clear name who's been hurt a lot. Zion.
Yeah.
All right, but
Yeah,
Zion,
he's healthy.
okay,
Shoot,
Zion's
he's
so
injury.
healthy.
Like, come on, he's
But
Zion-
Zion
if
has
Zion's
not
healthy, he's
proved himself yet.
no.
Really.
That's great. You could be a freak for like 10 games in his career. That's great. But no, he's been very injured. He gained a bunch of weight. I've not seen. No, I would not take him over Tatum.
like if
Hold
we're
on.
taking him,
Hold on. I'm gonna look up Zion's career stats real quick.
Go ahead, Andrew. While he's doing
they're
that.
nice. They're nice, but they're like
No.
28 and something.
I-
28, 11.
Zion is not it. Like
No, well, Zion's great. Again, Zion has the potential to be that guy. He hasn't proved it yet 'cause he's been injured. So.
bruh. James
When Zion is
James
healthy,
Mahoney said
he,
Zion, really? I gotta know why roll Zion.
I was about to say
Wait,
someone's a big
wait,
fan
who
of
said
Zion.
roll Zion? I'm just saying when he's healthy, he can compete for
James-
that best young
okay,
player in the NBA
okay.
spot.
I can agree to that. But the only way he can be matched up against Tatum and be one of those
Maybe.
top competitors, I think he really needs to be able to play a whole season and not be injured, and needs to actually like step up, like because now he's going to be the point where he was drafted first overall by the Pelicans. He's got to step up, show why he was drafted first overall. He should have, like, people kept saying he should have been drafted right out of high school. So, like, he's got to step up now and show why he was that top prospect to be that chosen that high up.
The last time we saw Zion, he played 61 games in the NBA season, which is more than a lot of load management people. You know, Kawhi. I'm going to throw shots right there. He averaged 27, 7, and 4. So, yes, I'm absolutely going to put Zion in that conversation when he's healthy. Absolutely.
Gotta
So
stay
I
healthy,
think-
though.
I think he can. So let's say I'm gonna do two things quick. He's healthy. I think he has the athleticism. He needs to develop a shot because his shot's not terrible, but it's not great either. And you're gonna leave him open on threes for the most part and let him take those. I think at this point in his career, one, he's got to drop all the weight and he's got to show like he actually cares about playing basketball because so far he hasn't seemed like he cares. He's like 80 over here not shooting the basketball for 2 months because what the hell is that? But right now, obviously, we have to take into account the fact that he's injury prone, and he's going to be probably for the rest of his season or the rest of his career, I should say. And I want to see after that rookie season, how do NBA teams start to defend him? Because
We already got that, though.
no, he didn't.
He's
He didn't
played.
play.
He didn't play this year. This was his third NBA season.
He barely played in his second season too.
He barely played in his rookie year.
He
I think
hasn't
might be-
proved
okay.
anything though. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like
Yeah.
that's where
Ugh.
I'm at. Is like he hasn't proved anything to the point where anybody can back him up that he can be a player that can lead a team.
When you play 61 games and average 27 points a game, I don't think that's not proving anything.
No,
Like-
he's definitely proving he has the
He has.
ability to score.
He has
He
the
can score a
ability to
ton.
score, but
Great,
he hasn't.
yeah.
But he hasn't proved the point that he can be a leader like Tatum and all these other guys that we've mentioned that could lead a team to the playoffs. There's a
Yeah.
reason why he was picked number 1 overall by the Pelicans, but he has not shown up to that potential yet to be shown that he
I
was
mean,
that number 1 pick.
He kind of proved the opposite because he kind of said he didn't want to be there anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
got CJ McCollum, and he wouldn't
That's
even
what I'm
text the
saying.
dude. He wouldn't text
That's what I'm
who's supposed to
saying.
be. his second
Yep.
best player. Like
And he
realistically.
still has
No,
Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram's the second best
Okay,
player on that
fine.
team. CJ 's
Third
old.
best player. One of
But,
his
like-
however you want to look at it. He wouldn't even texted him. Like, come on.
Right. So I'm agreeing with you. I wouldn't take him just because I don't know what he's gonna be. He seems like he's just doesn't care about basketball. When you went out and got you CJ McCollum, who's still in his prime, and you already have Brandon Ingram, who's getting into his prime. Like, I know CJ McCollum's on his way out, but he's a good scorer, and if nothing else, with those two, he can be a spot up shooter. So
Not gonna lie, I think he's real mad about Lonzo not being there anymore.
I mean,
He
dude, they
played
made it
his
to the
best when
playoffs.
Lonzo was on the floor.
They made it
played
to the
his best
playoffs. He
when-
got smoked, but like they made it to the playoffs without him. So
What wasn't his
Uh,
rookie year? Anthony Davis was still on the team though. Still.
No.
no,
I think it's
no.
been
It-
gone.
they traded Lonzo
that was-
there.
They traded
Davis.
for Lonzo.
Okay, yeah.
And
they
80.
They traded.
I
the
mean,
picks,
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense more.
Yeah, and Lonzo was picked over Tatum next. Okay, anyways, so moving on to the actual part of this point that we're supposed to talk about. So the Lightning got absolutely smoked the first two games of the Stanley Cup
No.
playoffs, and then
No,
proceeded to smoke the Avalanche the next game. So I don't know what's happening over there in the Stanley Cup Finals. All I know is that Vasilevsky was getting ruined by the Avalanche the 3 games prior to the Stanley Cup, and then got ruined 2 games in a row, and then ruined them the third game. So I don't know what's happening.
I'm not surprised one bit. The Rangers did this exact same thing to the Lightning in the first 2 games of the conference final. So like, whatever is happening in Tampa seems to happen when they're on the road in the first 2 games, and then Tampa turns on the switch and they end up winning. So whatever is happening in that locker room, it's gonna be working because I guarantee they'll win tomorrow night and they'll go back to Colorado tied 2-2.
Smoke them. They're
Oh,
going
God.
4-0 again. Let's go.
So,
Oh,
reverse
I
sweep.
will- It doesn't
I'll
look
give it-
good for Tampa because they have been outshot in every single game so far this series.
Well, yeah. That's
Yeah.
The Avalanche go-to.
And
Vasil
Vasil continued to do that. I think it's important to note that Joe said the Ball family is irrelevant, yet they have one of the best young players under 20 in the league in LaMelo Ball, but that's fine.
Lonzo's also really good.
I said, okay, Lonzo is a good, or no, Lianzo's awful.
D'Angelo's starting to prove his
D'Angelo's in the
point,
G
like,
League.
Okay,
Lee-
okay, but
Leandro-
like
yeah,
D'Angelo is starting to make a point because he didn't actually play in college. He didn't really like stay in high school and kind of like ball out.
Neither
for a
did
bit.
LaMelo.
But no,
Melo.
LaMelo did play in high school and played for Chino Hills. But like D'Angelo kind of just like played for Chino Hills, then moved overseas and then was like whatever.
Okay, no,
Dude,
he
that's
first
what
went to
LaMelo did.
UCLA. He
Dude,
first
that's
went to
LaMelo.
UCLA
Oh, true,
and
true,
robbed
true.
people in China.
True, that is true. I forgot about that part. I did
That's
not
the
want
whole
to
reason he
disclose
got kicked out. And he had to
LaMelo
go
went to
overseas.
Australia. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Australia or something. Wants to go play instead of going
Oh,
to college.
First off,
Smoked.
And
Smoked
Lonzo's
everywhere.
found his 3-point shot. He's averaging like 20 and 7.
yeah, Lonzo's actually really working on his
Again, one of
three-point
those
shot.
dudes that just needs
But-
to stay healthy.
LiAngelo is the reason LaMelo didn't stay in high school because LeVar was like, I'm going to send you both overseas to Lithuania
Yeah.
at
And
16.
smoke
and
them.
Because
Work for-
LaMelo was like
work for him.
16. No, Lithuania was bad for LaMelo. He went to Australia and became a good player again. When he was in Lithuania, he was terrible. Like,
you see the
overall.
highlights in Australia? That dude would pull up from the logo every other
Yep.
possession and hit everything. That dude was
Australia?
crazy.
That's what made him get to the, what was he, the third pick? Second?
Yeah,
what
it
was
was
he?
third. I think it was.
He
forget
was
what
definitely he was
LaMelo's
top
pick.
5. He
He
was
was top 5.
I mean, I can look this up, but
I forget when he was taken. I thought it was-
Straight up.
well,
I like that.
Yeah,
but-
I'm pretty sure it was third. Overall.
he was. Wow, it's not right here. Pick.
Imagine
third,
going to
third pick.
okay, third. Imagine going to Lithuania though with your brother who's what 16 and not even grown into his body yet, and he outshines you, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're a bust." Like, that's
Absolutely
just-
smokes everyone.
LiAngelo was
Shit.
like, "Oh, it's LiAngelo. We don't want him."
Yeah, but now LiAngelo's on the G League for
Hey.
the Hornets.
Yeah,
like,
so
hey,
is Nick
so
Stauskas.
it's
It
like-
doesn't mean
Look,
nothing.
Whoa, Leandro
Hey,
got a
hey.
10-day contract to the Lakers last year, okay, as the 14th man. I don't know what you're saying.
Oh my god, as a 14th man, what the heck? Like Lonzo,
Okay,
like
Hold on a
Lonzo
minute,
and
though.
LaMelo have been like the ones proving a point right now.
hold on a minute.
the
Give
Bulls'
LeVar Ball some credit because he called it. He called
He
it
said
all.
he did technically say all three would make it to the NBA. Now, LiAngelo hasn't technically made it to the NBA
No,
yet.
he
so if
did.
does that,
Yes,
He's
he
gotten
did.
a
He did for the
contract.
10-day
It wasn't a
contract.
full contract,
Yeah.
but he did
yeah,
get
but
a
that's not what
contract.
he called. He said all
Plus,
three would be
no.
stars.
He also straight up told LiAngelo that he was the worst of the three.
Come on.
That is
Yeah,
true. That is
we
true.
knew when they were younger that LaMelo was going to be the best. If he grew to a height, he was
facts.
going to be the best. He was the best as a freshman, an accelerated freshman, playing with his senior and junior or sophomore brother.
I mean, he was also
Yeah.
playing Lonzo and LiAngelo, who were both NBA basketball players. When he was
Right.
like, the dude had the advantage of playing 2 NBA basketball players when he was 13 years old.
Yeah. Like the dude literally LaMelo we knew was going to be the best. He is the best. He's disgusting on Charlotte. I didn't know if I liked him when he was younger, and honestly as he's gotten older, his dad's a little crazy, but he's not. Like he is a
Right. He's
normal.
still cocky. He's still way too
Yeah,
cocky
but
for me.
yeah,
really?
but Steph Curry. Steph Curry's cocky, but we still love
Yeah.
him. He's great.
I mean,
Shouldn't he?
I don't
Come on.
love
Yeah,
Steph
but-
Curry, but like,
Okay, let's be real. All LaMelo Ball really wants is to be the employee of the month for AT&T. I mean, come on now. He's like, hey, that's my son. He can do anything. That's a fact. Like, come on. Like that's so good. He's so good at it. I love it. Anyways,
I would love to see the Ball brothers playing with each other. Just
I
Lonzo
do.
and LaMelo just like balling out.
well, he
make
can't bring
millions.
LiAngelo up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
LiAngelo barely makes thousands, and they make millions. It's fine.
D'Angelo gets
Uh,
called 10-day contracts. in his
Okay.
section.
So
Did we
that brings
cover
us
all
to
of
our-
hockey?
Yeah, enough because it's gonna go down. Kyle's the one who pretty much said his point, which is that his eyes is going as expected. So
Yeah.
The NHL awards are tonight, so there will be an update on that, like probably on social media later tonight. 'Cause
yes,
There's no like active update yet, but other
yeah,
than Igor has won the Vezina.
that makes sense.
Best
He was
goalie in the
gross.
league.
He's
Yes, he
not.
was.
He's not the best goalie in the league, but he was this year. That's fair.
Best goalie in the league that played this year stats wise, yes. I
Fair
agree.
enough. Vasilevsky, let's go. Anyways, roll Vassy. Top 5 NBA players of all time. We're gonna talk about this and go through this a little bit. We have a plan to do what will be our top 10 sports players, if you will, or top 10 athletes, U.S. athletes. Maybe not necessarily U.S. Anyways, top 10 athletes of all time.
Yeah.
We will do that list. That list might be a whole episode during the summer when there's
Probably.
nothing going on besides baseball in like a month or so before the NFL starts. But right now we're going to do top 5 NBA players of all time. It's going to be one of our things. There's not a lot going on in sports. So we'll go in opposite order. Steve, give me your top 5 NBA players of all time in
man.
specific order from 1 to 5, please.
Dang,
Can I
get to go
start from
left
5,
here.
please? Can I start from 5?
You can do whatever you want, Steve.
All right.
Whatever you
So,
want, Steve.
As some of you may know, my knowledge of basketball is fairly limited. So I'm just
Longwood.
part of it is improvised. My
Longwood.
number 1 spot is clearly we all know who it's going to be, so do not worry.
Bob Cousy.
Yes. So-
Cousy.
Number 5, I'm going to give a shout out to Kobe. I love you, Kobe.
Okay, fair.
Peace. Then I got
enough.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then 2 and 3 are kind of mixed match. I couldn't help but notice when Skip Bayless did his top 10 of all time, he had LeBron at 9. That's the same energy of people who had Brady as 2. He just hates LeBron. All right. I'm putting LeBron at number 3 overall. All right. He is
Fair.
getting close to GOAT status. He is an incredible play, especially at his age. Granted, the Lakers did not do much this season. They were not able to make the playoffs, but I still think every year LeBron is in the conversation to be MVP and to take his team to the playoffs. At the second spot, I have Michael Jordan, the GOAT. I love him. Well,
But he's
almost
number 2.
God, who is number?
Whoa.
You just called him the GOAT, but he's number 2.
Yeah, wait,
because
what?
number 1, he is such a
Hypocritical.
dominant player. He could
But
sit
not
on
the
the
GOAT.
field and do absolutely nothing, and his team is able to win the finals. He can chatter. He can bitch the entire time.
Oh, I
and
know
now
what's
his
up.
His team is able to carry him. He is able to control his team to carry him to an NBA Finals. That is, of course, Draymond Green, everyone's favorite best player. He is not a scumbag. He's not. Sorry, Justin. He's not a bitch. He's not a piece of garbage. He is actually the best player because how he controlled his team to take it to the finals because he didn't want, he wanted to humble the Celtics and not, destroy
Warriors
us before.
fans would never. Don't forget.
Okay.
Steve, Warriors fans are gonna go for your head right now.
I can't.
Come at me.
I have to
Draymond is
follow that up.
nobody.
Okay. So mine's gonna be a little bit more, except I'm gonna have one surprise pick because I have a heart for this man. My number 5 best player of all time is Hakeem Olajuwon. I think people have him around 10, 12. Nah, that dude was goated. He was the only person you could ever say maybe made sense to be picked over Michael Jordan. And he still probably shouldn't have been, but at least it makes some sort of sense because at the time the Rockets needed a center. So whatever. I'm going to go with Hakeem Olajuwon at number 5. I am then going to go with Magic Johnson at number 4. The best point guard of all time. I do think Curry is not far off. However, Curry has to win at least one more championship, maybe another MVP for me to put him there. Magic Johnson number 4. And number top 3, it's going to be pretty basic. It is going to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number 3. And then we're going to go ahead and put, who do I put number 2? Jason Tatum, of course. No, I'm just kidding. Number 2. Number 2.
This really should not be the heart of a decision.
I'm going to put Michael Jordan. I'm going to put him at number 2. And number 1, LeBron James. I think LeBron James has won with 3 different teams, and that is something that pretty much no one other than Shaquille O'Neal can do and will do. LeBron James, number 1, and he's going to be the scoring leader pretty damn soon. And I just think that that's going to really put him over the thing. And he's going to play with his son. All of that, best player ever. Let's go.
All right. I had to throw in a little bit of Nick Love in here.
Oh god, here we go.
How could I not?
It's Kyle's
Number
turn.
5, Patrick Ewing, 5th best player of all time. I love it. He's amazing. Best Knick to ever live. 5th best player of all time.
No, I'm the best Knick to ever live. I'm the best Knick to ever live. Come on, man.
I see what you did there. Number 4, Magic Johnson. Nick took the words right out of my mouth. Best point guard. Steph will be there eventually, but he's not there yet. Number 3, Kareem. 2, LeBron, who will surpass Michael Jordan in the next couple of years, but he's not there yet. And number 1 is MJ. So not terrible top 5.
Oh my god, dude, I love Michael Jackson.
I mean, you put number 5.
Patrick Ewing is
16
dude, Patrick Ewing's not even
20,
top
30.
20.
Like,
absolutely disagree.
He's not even top 20.
I don't even put him 25.
Titles.
He's not top 25. He's not
No
top 25.
titles.
Who cares? Titles aren't everything.
Well, you're talking to a true New York fan.
When you're talking about GOATs, it absolutely means a lot.
Kyle, just oh my god! If you
Was Patrick Ewing even on the NBA top 75?
Justin's list is gonna be better than Kyle's. Move it.
Yeah,
on.
let's hear it. Let's hear it, Justin.
So mine's more of players that I think about when I think about basketball, because I don't watch it.
I like
But-
it.
Good, I like it.
I
What
love
a
it.
fresh picture.
We've got Kobe, Tatum, Shaq, Jordan, and Curry.
Oh, that's interesting.
No,
I like
LeBron.
this.
I love it.
Right.
Oh, I knew I
Yeah.
forgot one. I couldn't think. No,
The only
Is
one
that
that's
like
out,
5,
the only
4,
one that's
3,
out of
2, 1?
pocket there is Tatum. The only one that's
Yeah.
out of pocket is
Be
Tatum.
honest. Yeah, but is that your order? I do want to know.
Is that your
the way
order?
you
Like,
said
is
it,
Curry
If
the
I
best
were-
player of all time?
If I were to go in
Or was it
order,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I was honestly just thinking of names because I knew I had them, and then I was listening to Kyle's gibberish.
Also,
Damn,
speaking
I
of
should've
Kyle's
gone with,
gibberish,
like, I should have gone with,
Patrick-
like, number 5, Bugs Bunny. Number 4,
Okay.
Bill Murray.
I was
Bill
originally
Murray.
going off of like memes, like the LeBron James thing in like Call of Duty, and then like everyone with their Kobe throws until that whole thing happened.
I love it, Justin. Patrick Ewing ranked 37th on the NBA top 75. So, anyways,
Bull,
Right.
absolutely horrible.
keep it going.
Absolutely.
Thank you, the
All
Athletic.
right, is it me? Is it
Yeah.
my
Yes.
turn? Is it
Yeah.
All right, bet. There's not going to be any surprises here, I don't think. Not really. Number 5, Nick, you said it. Best point guard of all time. It's Magic. Steph Curry is a very close second. We're going to get to that on the podcast poll section later too. Number 4, the 11-time champion as a player, 13-time ring winner overall, center Bill Russell, dominated and sunned Wilt Chamberlain in the 60s. You know, that man who put up 100 points, couldn't beat Bill. Couldn't beat him. Number 4. Number 3, Kobe. This one's not going to be any surprise. I've told you guys my top 3 all time. Kobe's 3. LeBron is a close second to Michael Jordan. I think LeBron either needs to get that scoring title or he needs to win another title before he passes Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's at the top. There's no real debate there on my end. But LeBron will soon pass Michael Jordan as long as he gets that scoring title or he gets another championship or both.
All right, so my turn. I gotta go with Wilt at 5. Dude was a cheat code. But then at number 4, I do have to put Bill Russell. I don't care when it was. You have 12 rings. There's a reason for that.
13.
Oh, sorry, that's right, 13. So, I mean, that's never getting touched by any other player ever again. So I don't want to hear people saying, oh, it's a different league, all this stuff. Dude was still an animal, and he'd have been an animal this NBA as well. So Russell's at 4, and then I go Kobe 3, LeBron 2, and Michael Jordan at 1. I think LeBron will pass him. I think LeBron's going to get one more title. I really do, because he's still playing at that high of a level. I just don't know if it's with the Lakers. We'll see what they do with this new coach and if they can turn things around and if AD actually ever plays again. Like,
Hey, LeBron.
It'll be with Bronny in Detroit. Bronny and LeBron are going to
Bronny and
Detroit.
Cade.
They're gonna run
Bronny,
that
Cade,
right
and,
there.
yeah, right.
Yeah, LeBron and Bronny and Cade are winning a championship 2025. Hold me to it, guaranteed. I can't wait. Let's go.
Wait, isn't Bronny going to be there in 24?
Maybe, I don't know. They're winning
Yeah,
the
it needs an
second
extra
year.
year.
Yeah, he's got to develop.
So either way, I think LeBron gets one more championship. He could get a season scoring title if he really wanted to. He almost got it last year. I think he could get it this coming year if he really wants. But I don't know if he'll go for that. I don't think has he ever had a scoring title? He said 1, right?
Yeah.
Sure,
I think
he
he
has.
has
it.
But
Let me look it up.
I can't
Yeah.
wait until he passes. I honestly can't wait.
well, isn't he second now, or is he third all time?
Yes, he's second.
That's what I thought.
Second.
Yeah. So
He will be first
he's-
next year.
isn't he he's like 2,000 behind Kareem, isn't he?
I
What's his
can
stat?
look it up. All
Yeah.
times.
I know he's
I will
supposed to
say-
LeBron
pass
has
within the
one
next-
scoring title in 2008.
That's what I thought. So he has one scoring
Okay.
title, so he gets. Michael
I will
Jordan has like
say-
7 or something like that.
Yeah, but that was a different. Yeah, I mean that dude scored diffy. Nowadays, Steph. Yeah, there's so many people that score 30 plus a night. It
dude,
wasn't that much back
if-
then, dude.
Okay, but also if Michael Jordan played in this NBA, I'm sorry, I think the dude's averaging 45.
Really?
I don't. I think it's the opposite. I think if LeBron played in that NBA, he scores 45. I don't think it's the same.
What? You don't think he's?
I think
The
I'm not kidding when I
fouls.
say this. I think if Steph played in that NBA, he's scoring 50 because they didn't play defense like that back then. I literally think Steph scored 50. And he
Dude,
doesn't
they're
need fouls.
tackling him. They're tackling him.
Do you know
Oh,
Jimmy
Steve
would
Kerr
score
averaged
like
10
8
points a game.
Dude, yeah, Jimmy would score like 8 points a night because literally 90% of his points are free throws. Like it's not like that with Steph. Like Jimmy Butler would score like 10 points. a
Right,
night.
but I'm saying like if Steph's in the league, they're gonna be fouling him so much harder that I don't think he's
Nah.
getting the clean looks that he's getting now because they didn't play like that.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. I think that dude just rips threes. I don't know. We don't really know though. Like we don't know how they would have
True.
adjusted. Like
But I'm saying the reason I think that Michael Jordan's averaging 40 to 45 is because his game translates, I think, better to this NBA than you do going back because they're softer.
Mike plays. He just like the mid range too much. Like
No.
in this day and age, he probably averaged the exact same amount of points. I'm not gonna lie to you.
here's the thing about Mike though. He plays so tough. He would probably have more fouls on him. He would honestly probably not enjoy playing in today's NBA because of how.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
also,
today's
I mean,
NBA is softer than soft.
I think you also have to look at. I mean, depending on where you put players today versus before as well. I mean, you can argue the same thing. Like we look at a sport like football as well. How different, how much the game has become. Hey, just offense, score a bunch of points. So I think it's hard to really gauge how they would do today because of how different. I don't know. I think of also you think of how different training is nowadays, how treatment is for players, how different brand deals and money and all that could be nowadays. I mean, you have LeBron too, you have Michael Jordan, where you also have somebody who it was the face of everything back then. But I just think we have to, no matter how much the time would change, we just got to take players as they are
Oh
and how
yeah,
they
I
were
agree.
and how they were. But Steph, I think, would have a better chance because he changed the game when he started to play. He forced LeBron to become more efficient with shooting threes. So I think if you look at a player like Steph Curry may not be the best player, but he may be one of the biggest game changers in NBA history. So depending on where you put a dominant player or a game changer can be kind of different because if you put a game changer anywhere, yeah, you're going to see more of an effect than let's say Michael Jordan may took advantage of an NBA that he could have really put or what is I'm thinking of wrap around his
Like
finger.
put
Who
on his
knows?
back.
Put on
Yeah,
his
we
back.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So I want to say these stats real quick, and then we need to finish up this segment and let Andrew actually
A
talk.
couple
So,
people that were
uh,
not mentioned that showed up in the chat are Larry Bird and Bill Russell.
Who
Bold,
did say Bill Russell?
Larry
Oh, I
Bird, Larry
missed
Bird,
that.
top 10, not top 5. Bill Russell is he's top 10, not top 5. Very close though.
No, Larry Bird was someone's number 1.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a Celtics fan, so we can take that for what it is.
Here, let's
James is the number 1 playoff scorer by almost 2,000 points over Michael Jordan. We're talking almost 8,000 compared to
That's
almost
insane.
6,000. In the regular season, he is second with a whopping just over 37,000 points. He is only 1,200 or 1,300 behind Kareem. He will pass that
Yeah, he's
probably
passing that.
He has
halfway
to
through next
average
season.
literally 20 for 82 games next year. If he plays 75 and averages 20, he passes that.
And he's
Yeah,
gonna
but
average
he's gonna
close
play.
to 30
He's
again.
gonna play 70, probably averaging 33 or something stupid. Like the dude
I would say
just
25.
Yeah, here let's.
I think he averages
uh,
28 because he almost had 30 last year. So
Here, let's
he had 30 last year.
oh, he
Anyway.
had 30. Okay.
let's table this for probably next week. All right, Andrew.
All right. So my top 5. Now that we're finally getting around to it.
Sorry, Andrew.
We're going nuts over here, Andrew. My bad.
No, it's all good, guys. It's all good. Listening to you guys has like really brought some attention to what I was thinking for my list. So for my top 5, I'd probably have LeBron at 5, Russell at 4,
This is gonna be fun.
Will at 3, Kobe at 2, MJ at 1. I think that is the most respectable
Okay.
list that I can give out. Just because I think LeBron for me hasn't achieved that top 4 to 3 status for me until he gets the number 1 overall scoring achievement in his on his record or gets another championship under his belt. I really think he's just not like top 3, top 4 material.
I think he's
The
top
only
5
thing
in
I have to
assists
ask-
too, right?
The only thing
I
I have
think
to ask about that, Andrew, is the 8 straight title appearances. Like, do you just chalk that up to him just running through the East, or like?
I really think so because at the moment, like the East kind of wasn't that big of a competition until now. I mean, like it really has changed over the time that he was actually like running with the Heat, and the moment he was on the Cavaliers, he like had. So I was like, when he went back to the Cavaliers and actually won a championship with them, I was like, wow, he has jumped up in my books because I didn't really have him like top 5 yet because I didn't really like LeBron because I wasn't a LeBron fan after being like a Celtics fan, and he took us out multiple times as with the Heat. So I was like, I still want that guy. Like, so he was definitely top 10 for me at that moment, but it was just like now he's like reached top 5 because he's like moved. He went back to Cleveland. Now he's with the Lakers. He's starting to achieve more. He's looking to put more records on him, achieve more for his legacy in this case.
I'm with you. Honestly, I don't hate the list.
Austin.
Like I think
Yeah.
5 people.
No, I love the list. How far away is LeBron from breaking the all-time assist record? It's Stockton, right?
So right now, LeBron James is at number. He is number, I think 7. Sorry, hold on. At 10,141. But he will probably be top 4 because Steve Nash is 4th at 10,335. So he will likely pass him next season if he keeps up assisting like he usually does. Chris Paul is almost at 11,000. So depending on how Chris Paul plays next year, he could still stay ahead of LeBron because he's almost 1,000 ahead of him. And then it's Jason Kidd and John Stockton at 15,000. So I don't know if
Okay,
LeBron.
so LeBron would need 5,000 more assists.
It's just not
And
happening.
it's almost 16,000 because it's 15,800. So I don't see him ever
Cool.
getting number 1, but he will probably be number 3 or 2, depending
So he
on.
could be top
Yeah,
5 in like 3 different categories, like
So,
rebounds.
and
He
then-
can't be that far out.
I'm looking at
I don't
rebounds.
think
but
he's
he's
that
not
high
that.
in
He's
rebounds.
not even top 25. But I'm looking to see
Oh,
where he
okay.
is. Let me see. So his.
Well, you got to remember there are some dudes that average like 20 rebounds a game over the Dennis Rodman.
Right,
for
so
I was
his
thinking.
His career for rebounds is 7.5. That's his average, and then his I'm trying to get his all time. Let's see, rebounds.
This became a LeBron podcast.
It did, right?
No, I
I'm
was
not gonna
thinking
get
like
his
someone
totals.
like Jokic, like that dude's gonna be top 10 in pretty much every
Oh,
statistical category.
facts.
Like Jokic is gross.
As long as he stays healthy and plays for a while, oh, absolutely.
Already has an
can we-
MVP.
Oh, there it is. He has
What's
10.
up, Andrew?
He already has an MVP
Sorry, go
under
ahead.
his name, so it's like that's
LeBron-
pretty good for him. Like Jokic.
Jokic has
may
2
end up top-
MVPs.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
dude.
Yeah, I forgot 2 MVPs. So like, honestly, he could end up being a top 10 player in my books at some point.
Yeah, he's still got a lot. He's got like 10 years.
He's
So
got-
he's
yeah.
like,
He's
that.
got a while to go, but like he will end up
could
top
do
10
it.
in my book.
Yes, he very
LeBron-
well could do.
Just to give you guys the clarification, LeBron is 1,400 rebounds off of Patrick Ewing for the 25th spot.
Okay, so
So
He'll pass
he'll
him.
pass him. He'll be top 25.
Yeah,
but
being
then
top 25 in the 3 major categories of basketball.
top 5
that's
and
insane.
2. Well, yeah, number 1 and 1, which points is the hardest to get there. Steals, where is he? I don't know if he's
I would
number
say
10 in
assists
steals.
might be.
number
I would say
10.
assists might. Yeah.
So and
I
then
would say
blocks.
assists might be the hardest with Stockton.
He's not that high on blocks, but actually he's not. Wait, is he in the top? He's not in the top 25. I'm curious to see what his blocks are. He has 1,000 blocks in his career, which would put him only 600 off the top 25 for blocks as well. So there's a chance, since he's averaged.
Which is
Blo-
insane because he's
blocks.
actually known for like that chase down block in the NBA Finals. too.
Yeah.
Like his defining moment is a
Nah,
chase
he
down
won't
block.
get top 25
He
in blocks.
averages 1 block a game basically for his career. So the likelihood of him getting that's not super high because he's
Nah,
what I said.
Robert Williams. Robert Williams is gonna have the most blocks of all time. It's a guarantee. At this
He
point.
could, but there's a chance. I don't think he'll get it, but there's a chance that he could be top 25 in every category when he finishes,
Yes.
That's nuts.
and top 10 in 3.
I will say for LeBron, I mean, especially like anything like assists or blocks or any kind of, especially defensive stats, anything like that, you have to remember that it's possible any player in those top spots could also be niche players where they could have been a specialist in blocking or in assists. So like
On
they're really
Stockton.
faster. So
Stockton.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what makes LeBron that much more special. Like,
Yes,
he isn't a
exactly.
specialized
Just
player. He's
being in-
pretty much specialized in every
Yeah.
category.
Just being in top 25 out of of hundreds of thousands, millions of players potentially. Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. But what I'm really
Yes.
excited
Yes.
for is if
You-
LeBron surpasses MJ, I cannot wait for Skip Bayless so salty over LeBron being number 1, beating my I almost said Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and I don't know, something about Skip Bayless getting really riled up,
If
especially
he already
about this.
passed Michael Jordan in scoring, Michael Jordan was 3rd or is 3rd or 4th.
No, he's fourth now. Yeah, he was 3rd.
Passed
Yeah,
him
no,
last
I
year.
think it's Wilt, isn't it?
No, it's Kobe.
No, it's Kareem.
Michael.
It's Kareem. Or
Oh, it's
it's
Kareem?
Wilt 7. Wilt 7.
it's
Dirk,
Kareem and then
Michael
LeBron.
Jordan, Kareem, Kobe, Karl Malone, LeBron James, Kareem.
Yeah, Karl Malone was a scoring machine. Okay.
So,
So-
last question before we just
Yes.
move on. If LeBron puts the scoring title, let's say, because he's probably going to play with Bronny, so he's got what? We're giving him 3 years probably of playing time left at least.
Yeah, something like that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, 2 or
And
3.
unless he gets injured, like a bad injury, I think he plays 60 games each season. And I'd say at his worst, scoring 22 points a game.
Yeah, that probably might be even
So
higher
let's
than
say
that.
let's say he puts the scoring title at like what? That's like 43,000 or more. Do you think that ever gets touched?
No, because
No.
there's not going to be a single 18. Well, I mean, maybe there might be, but 18-year-old who comes in the league averaging 25 plus points a game every season for his entire career and doesn't get hurt and have a major injury. It's just not gonna. It's just
Here's
so
the one,
unlikely.
the one I think can touch it right now that we know of.
Who?
Luca.
Luca could do it.
Luca's the
It'll-
only one that I can look at right now because he was 18 when he came in, and as far as I know, he's on pace ahead of LeBron when he was the same age, I believe.
And I mean, I will say too. I mean, we're just talking about scoring as well. Like the idea, like
yeah, just scoring.
yeah. I mean, going from like picking the next GOAT, that's almost impossible. Like that's probably never gonna happen. But scoring,
Nah, it's
I
Luka.
mean, who knows? We have, it could be a lot of very high scores coming in, and who knows? It could be a shift towards offense going into the future. Like you look at the NFL, we're breaking records on points scored and all that. Every year we're getting close to it. So I think scoring, I think it's possible, but
Yeah. I mean, it is just shift towards offense, anyways. Because besides the Celtics, like every team was a mostly offensive team. I mean, I guess you have the Heat as well, but anyways, let's move into some kind of variety topics we have here. So one of the main ones I want to bring up, Brooks Koepka is the latest PGA Tour member to move over to the LIV or LIV
Good
league.
riddance.
The PGA Tour doesn't have much left. If Tiger goes, they're absolutely screwed. So we'll
Tiger's
see.
not going.
no.
I don't know, man.
Tiger
I
doesn't
don't know.
care.
U.S. Open just happened this past weekend. Oh God, it was Fitzpatrick. He won. Fitzpatrick won. He's from England. He was getting given a lot of crap over the last 3 to 5 years for having won a 12 European championship and had yet to win a championship on U.S. soil. So he finally won his first U.S. championship on U.S. soil at 27 years old. He is the third person ever to win the minor or the youth championship, and then also at the U.S. Open, then also win the major championship at the U.S. Open. So that is really cool. Currently, the swimming or FINA, or it's FINA or FINA. Swimming World Championships are going through, or FINA are going through in Belarus right now. The U.S. is doing extremely well. I think they have 12 medals or something, and they're getting towards the end of it. I think they have 6 golds. I've been keeping up with that a little bit. Does anyone else have any other miscellaneous news they can think of?
For
Yeah,
World
talk
Cup
about-
2026.
Well,
Yes.
our
I think I just wanna-
PLL people.
Yeah. Well, one
Oh,
thing
I
I'm excited for-
smoked them again, boys. I smoked them again.
Y'all are really letting Nick get you.
I
You're
beat
so
Ky-
lucky this
I
thing
beat
isn't
Kyle
around
by
on
10
Android.
points.
You're
I
so
thought I
lucky.
did
I'm not-
good.
So I'm only playing Kyle right now, so
Me
you
too.
guys gotta send me requests and play.
Well, actually, Nick is playing me, but I can't see his game.
Oh, I can see
If
yours.
stuff doesn't work on Android, Nick, you're lucky. I'd be smoking you.
No. I had the highest of. Well, Andrew, what was your score last week? If you know how to look that up. Otherwise, I had 51.6, which was 20 higher than Kyle, so-called lacrosse expert, and then 13
I
higher than
never
Riley,
claimed to be an
and
expert. Hold
9
on.
higher than Justin. So I have yet to lose. I did tie Justin at the same lineup.
So
one week.
I beat Kyle week 1 by 16 points.
Poor Kyle.
No, what was week 3?
So week 3, I beat Kyle by 14.2 points.
Oh, so I smoked you as well. Nice, good to know.
Kyle's just getting smoked.
Every single
Kyle-
time I'm picking
Kyle,
people,
Kyle,
they either
I
keep
don't-
getting hurt.
I don't
Everyone I'm
know
picking is getting
lacrosse
hurt.
that well.
I don't know
you
no
could be bad at
excuses,
fantasy.
bro.
That
You're
is also
supposed to be the
fine.
resident lacrosse expert with me.
Yeah, you're getting smoked every week.
Kyle, sometimes you just have bad luck with fantasy. You did give me Cooper Cup, which I very appreciate.
Dude, we talked about this last week. Stop.
Right.
Otherwise, I gotta
One
go
thing-
back into it again.
So here's two things that one of them is congratulations, Rob Gronkowski, on an incredible career, officially
Facts.
retiring.
Wow.
Greatest
Well, we
tight
don't
end to
know
ever
that
do
for
it.
sure yet. We don't
Oh,
know.
that's true.
I mean, Tom
Brady's on
Brady
the
came back,
phone
I
right
guess.
now.
Yeah, I mean we'll see. But I gotta say though, today, if people know about the Deshaun Watson lawsuits
Oh
of
my
sexual
gosh.
misconduct, 20 of the 24. Well, first off, the fact that it's 24 lawsuits
Yeah.
is insane.
No, isn't it
and then
26?
No, it's
24.
24, but he saw 66 different
Yeah,
massage
in
therapists
like
in
a
the
year or
span of
something.
it's like an off season. But 20 of those 24 have reached a settlement. So there's going to be some compensation to Deshaun Watson. Granted, the Browns gave him a fuck ton of money. Sorry, Justin. Gave him a ton of money.
$230 million guaranteed
dollars.
to never play a game for their franchise.
So now,
Yeah.
he's going to be paying off. I mean, granted, I think it's fantastic that these women spoke out. I think it is that what he's doing is awful, considering there's so many lawsuits going on. But the scary part is he got 20 of them settled. 4 of them are still active. And the NFL it's like projected. What'd you say, Jake? Like 60 NFL.
The tweet was 60 games,
So
which is the equivalent of 3 years and 6 games.
Yeah, in other words, he's screwed, and we don't usually like to talk about this stuff because it's a little controversial. Obviously, we're in the well, I guess we're in the hands of the survivors. We will always be on their side in this.
Yep.
And honestly, Deshaun Watson doesn't have a great track record in and of itself. Therefore, it's hard to be on that man's side right now.
And what's even worse is you think about that's the term. That's such a Browns thing to do. You know what's a Browns thing to do? To piss off your, I'll say, productive first-round quarterback.
Give him franchise quarterback.
Franchise-
Baker
I'll give him
Mayfield is the
franchise,
best
good.
quarterback they've had in that franchise's history.
So your franchise quarterback, who had a torn pectoral muscle last year,
And still.
was able to. I mean, granted they weren't able to make the playoffs, but he still went on the field and played. And next, you go and you trade a crap ton of draft picks for a guy I don't even know who's going to play, and you give him $200 million guaranteed. The owner should be fired. The GM doesn't know what they're doing.
Owners
How
can't get fired,
stupid
Steve.
of a
That's
team you are.
I highly
Oh,
disagree with the fact that they can't be fired. I think the league should be able to fire owners.
I
I'm not
don't-
gonna
I
lie.
don't
Well, they
know,
technically can.
Robert Kraft.
they can
Owners
find
can
them.
technically get fired.
No.
How
But
The other
genuinely,
The other owners can vote to remove the team's ownership from an owner. It has been discussed about being done with the Commanders owner right now.
And I just
yeah.
So it
Dan
is technically
Snyder's
possible.
the biggest
All right.
scumbag in sports.
Yes,
let's
I agree.
take a quick
just
podcast poll
saying.
right here. If you were going to give up a ton of draft picks and close to $250,000 for a guy with 24 civil lawsuits, are you going to do it?
Yeah. Oh no. No.
No.
Nick,
Wait.
what
What are
you
the
gonna do
civil lawsuits? What are the civil lawsuits? If they
Steve.
are what they actually are, then no. If they're civil lawsuits like he stepped on someone's lawn, then consider.
That's true. But like because
Steve.
of like these allegations, or they're not.
I don't know
civil
if
lawsuits,
anybody
they're
remembers, but I got on this podcast. I think it was a couple days after they made that trade, and berated the Browns.
Yeah, you
I
did.
got on this podcast and absolutely annihilated them for what they did to Baker Mayfield.
Baker was injured
I hope
last season. Like,
I'm not
he
gonna
could've-
lie to you. I kind of hope Deshaun Watson never plays in the NFL again.
Yes.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but part of me really wishes. But that's where I'm gonna end that. Roll.
I
Baker.
just
He'll end up
Have
in
you
the
gu- you guys-
SFL.
you guys saw the memes, right? Of like after more allegations came out and they were settling and
Oh,
stuff.
the Baker
And-
Mayfield memes.
Well, like no, the memes about the Browns doing their research on him, and it was like it said Browns ownership or management. Baker, or talking to the media, did you do your research? Did you find out if he, committed these things? Yeah, he's all cleared. And then instead, them asking Baker was like, Baker, did you do this? And Deshaun, did you do this? And he's like, no, I didn't do it. And they're like, cool, we'll go with that. I was like,
Good enough.
that's literally what they did.
He also
really
said
just-
he also said there's the expectation that they came out confident saying, "Oh, we're not even going to settle these cases. We're going to prove my innocence." Well, they just settled 20 cases.
Yeah,
That just kind of shows, all right, let's just throw money at this so that these people will leave me alone. But we still have 4 lawsuits that are standing strong. I'm sorry to bring up this controversial topic, but I think of anything, I just can't believe the Browns would make a decision this stupid. This is
Well,
No,
I
I
mean, you
can't-
should be
I
able to
can't.
believe it. That's the issue.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
let's move on
Yeah.
to World Cup
Yeah.
2026.
Well,
I know
yeah.
that Andrew
Yeah, we-
and Kyle want to talk about
and
it.
it's in the
we-
chat. Someone asked about it.
Yes.
It's in the
So-
chat.
So World Cup 2026. I am so excited because we are having it in Boston, Massachusetts. So anybody in the New England area,
let's
be
go.
ready for that.
Well,
They are
Gillette.
also,
but
yeah,
Yeah,
Gillette
me
is
and
gonna be
Kyle
one of
fighting
the-
about
gonna
like
say it's technically
Foxborough
Foxborough,
versus
but-
Boston.
Boston,
Hey,
Foxborough,
hey,
same
It's
thing.
45
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
It's literally 45 minutes. Bro.
I know, that's
Still,
why I
Not
brought
even,
that up.
Not even 45 minutes.
Dude, literally
No.
non-Patriots fan will find anything to fight about the Patriots. Like, I really can't get
Yeah.
it.
No, it's Boston fans in general will find anything to argue about.
Oh, Austin Matthews won the Hart Trophy. Just go ahead, sir.
Just saw that.
Also,
Um,
I also want
what?
to give a shout out to my family in Guadalajara, Mexico, because one of the World Cups can be hosted there. My family is really excited because they're all diehard soccer fans, especially the group chat lights up. So to my family, te quiero mucho. I hope to go visit them, especially in Mexico. But I am so happy that we get Boston and where my family lives in Guadalajara, Jalisco. I am so happy.
I'm
that-
excited.
Podcast trip to Mexico? What?
I'm excited to
Ah,
watch it in
what?
Podcast
Monterey.
trip to Canada because it's
guys-
also going to be in Montreal and Vancouver.
if you want to vlog in
not-
Mexico,
Mexico
Toronto.
sounds so much
Toronto.
better.
Oh no, it's right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. It's Toronto.
Toronto.
It's
If y'all-
Toronto. Sorry,
All
my
right,
fault.
chat. If you
Fields
want
in
me to
Toronto.
vlog my trip down to Mexico for the World Cup, like hit me up. I will 100%.
Steve couldn't
do it.
remember the
Steve.
vlog as if he didn't remember
Steve.
to come here 5 minutes before it started.
I
so.
would join you,
I won't be
Steve.
watching Stranger Things, so it'll be okay.
Steve. I would join you for the trip down to Mexico just to watch international
Yeah.
soccer at that type of level, like with like how Mexico fans like actually like
Shit.
root,
Oh.
and it's literally like European soccer and like South American soccer when like they are putting their heart and soul into rooting for Mexico. Like that is something
Also,
I love to
can-
watch.
There's also
I
gonna be
don't
some
understand.
street tacos too.
Oh, I
just
know.
Be ready. Just be ready.
Steve,
What?
chat says vlog it.
Yes. All right. I got you, chat. Let's go.
Why did Kansas City get chosen to host?
'Cause they needed to
Some
host a lot of
matches?
games.
Which Kansas City?
Well, Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Arrowhead is
wherever
dope.
Arrowhead is.
They have a lot of games to host, okay? They just chose the whole freaking country. Just leave it alone, Kyle.
Why not
Um,
DC? You know, nation's capital. Hello.
No, so that gets down to political things. I guarantee. Why would you want to have?
Why would it
Well,
matter?
So if I could just say it, I just don't want to like bring politics into this, but it's going to be something like that where it literally is because of international things going on. You don't want like foreigners in our nation's capital that we have to like double security and everything for. Like you don't
Every
know what
single
these people-
World Cup has. Every single World Cup.
I
Has games
understand.
In the
I
nation's
understand.
capital.
I mean,
I understand, but it's the United States
Thanks.
and like it's like one of those things.
okay, it's
where
not
the
worth it.
government-
Honestly, let's just remember the
Moving
fact
on.
that
Yeah,
let's just remember
I
the
don't
fact
know
that
why
Kansas
you-
City is better than a nuclear field. Okay,